Hello there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something we all wish we had more of, our time. We're going to dive into a whole new way of looking at the hours in your day, not just as something you spend, but as something you can actually truly invest.
You know that feeling, right? You get to the end of a long day, you're exhausted, and you just kind of sit there thinking, what did I even do today? Where did all that time go? It's like it just evaporated.
Well, the good news is, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. And the even better news, there are some really simple, practical ways to start getting that time back. So, let's walk through a little strategy to do just that.
Okay, so first things first, we need to get a handle on what we're actually talking about when we say wasted time. It feels a little abstract, so let's make it really concrete.
Now, let's be super clear. This is not about being productive every single second of the day. Not at all. It's really about being intentional. Wasted time is just time you spend on things that don't help you grow and they don't help you rest, and they kind of leave you with that little nagging feeling of regret.
I love this way of thinking about it. It just makes the idea so clear, doesn't it? Suddenly, time feels tangible. Once you spill that water, it's just gone. You can't scoop it up and put it back in the bottle. It's a really powerful way to picture the fact that, yeah, a wasted hour is gone for good.
So if our time is this precious, finite thing, how do we make sure it goes where we want it to? Well, the solution starts with having a destination, even if it's a really small one. I mean, think about it. If you hop in your car and you don't plug an address into your GPS, what happens? You just drive around, right? Wasting gas, wasting time. But the second you put in a clear, simple destination, boom, you have a path. A tiny plan does that exact same thing for your day.
And here's where it all clicks. A vague goal like, I want to get better at X. I mean, that's like a destination without a map. But a tiny plan, like, I'm going to spend 10 minutes on X today, well, that gives you the very first turn. It's clear, it's doable, and honestly, it's just so much easier to start.
Now here's the thing. You don't need these huge, empty blocks in your calendar to make real progress. Your day is actually filled with these little opportunities, kind of like finding loose change in your pocket. We just have to learn how to spot them.
This is what we call pocket time. It's not about magically finding an extra hour somewhere. It's about seeing the value in those little scattered moments we usually just throw away. These aren't useless scraps of time. They're actually valuable assets.
And these moments, these little time coins, they're hiding everywhere. Waiting for the bus, standing in line for coffee, your commute, even just waiting for the water to boil. Individually, they don't seem like much, but if you start collecting them, they really start to add up.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? So often, big goals aren't achieved in these huge, dedicated chunks of time. They're built by consistently investing these little overlooked minutes. You know, for anyone with a busy schedule, getting this idea is a total game changer.
Okay, so we've got a plan. We know where to find the time. But there are things out there actively trying to take that time away from us. We have to learn how to protect it.
It sounds a little dramatic, but it's completely true. Every single day, there are forces working to grab your attention and just steal your time. And it's not just stuff happening around you. It can be our own habits too, pulling us away from what matters without giving us anything good in return. So let's give this enemy a name: the time thief. The most obvious one for a lot of us, our phone. You know, the endless scrolling, the constant notifications. But time thieves can also be things like disorganized multitasking or just that feeling of indecision that stops you from starting anything. They all leave you feeling just as drained.
And the effect is, well, it's staggering. You think, okay, I'll just take a quick 10-minute break. But one little distraction leads to another, and you look up, and somehow 75 minutes are gone. And the worst part, you don't even feel rested. You just feel robbed.
So the key is to be proactive. You don't fight a thief once they're already in your house. You lock the door beforehand. Simple rules like these create a barrier. But here's another great trick. Try to make the important task more appealing than the distraction. If you can find a way to make it fun, the time thief just loses all of its power.
Now, after hearing all this, you might be thinking you need to be busy every single minute of the day. But that is a really dangerous trap. Our final key idea is all about the strategic importance of, well, doing nothing at all.
It's really the core question of our modern always-on world, isn't it? Is every single moment that isn't spent doing something a moment that's wasted?
The answer is an emphatic
No. In fact, trying to be busy all the time is one of the fastest ways to become totally ineffective and, ironically, waste even more time.
Think about your mind and your body like a phone battery. If you just use it all day long without ever plugging it in, it's going to die. Rest, whether that's getting good sleep or just having some quiet time, that's not wasted time. It is the essential act of recharging your battery so you can actually function.
And just look at the return on investment here. 2 hours of exhausted, tired effort often produces pretty low-quality results. But a rested mind, it can achieve even more in just 30 minutes. That proves it right there. Resting isn't lazy, it's a smart strategy.
All right, so let's bring it all home with these 5 key takeaways. Number 1, make a tiny plan to give your days some direction. 2, use that pocket time for small, consistent wins. 3, find a way to make the important work fun. 4, watch out for those time thieves and lock the door. And finally, number 5, always remember that rest is not a waste, it's a strategic recharge.
You don't have to completely change your entire life overnight. Real power is in the small, intentional actions. So just think about it. What is one tiny, manageable thing you can do differently tomorrow to turn your time from an expense into an investment? Thanks for joining me.